What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. In case you missed it, Shamea did confirm the tea. I know y'all heard it. A few months ago, it came out. There was a leak that there was an alleged possible altercation on the Real Housewives of Atlanta when they were leaving the cast trip. The cast trip to Scotland, and it was reported that it was Portia and Shamea that got into an alleged altercation, and Drew Sidor had to break them up. Drew Sidor broke it up allegedly, and now Shamea is kind of confirming that she went on V103 and she talked about how someone did try to knuck a few buck, if you will. So we're going to get into that in this video, and Shamea explaining what I could see, what a lot of you guys can all see, that Shamea really wants the fame of this show. In this interview, she also explained how she worked so hard to get here. She really wants the fame of this show. So we're going to get into both of those topics in this video. But first, if you're watching, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, click the bell, click the thumbs up button, do all the YouTube things. And let's get started. She is interviewing with Francesca, the same woman that Big Tigger's wife accused him of cheating with. And Francesca had to come out with a statement of her own. That's important because that's going to come up later in this interview. And I feel like it was really genius of Shamea how she brought it up. I feel like she brought up some good points. But let's go ahead and start with the tea, the information, the allegations regarding a physical altercation.
So one's got to go, Shamea. Here we go. Angela, Drew, K. Michelle, or Portia.
Why y'all gonna make me? You know,
Kelly wrote these. I promise, not me.
But what happened to Kelly? Y'all didn't even say Kelly. That's my best friend.
Well, that's
Don't
we
leave
know
my
that
friend out.
we know
Anyway,
that you
I'll
wouldn't.
I'll go because I know a lot of these girls need this shit. So I'ma just go.
You gonna go?
Mhm.
Well, how you gonna say you?
I'm
gonna
just gonna nominate
we just
myself
had a
to go.
whole. We
I'm
just
gonna
had
nominate myself to go for this
No,
game
we want-
because I don't want to see nobody lose their job.
No, who needs
I
to
ain't
go?
gonna hate it like that.
Shamea, who needs to go? Angela, Drew, K. Michelle, or Portia.
I'm gonna have to just.
You can't say you gonna go, and then a few minutes ago you just told me that you shouldn't leave the show.
Well, somebody on this cast actually tried to fight me.
What you mean?
Like, look if you book.
No, physically?
Yeah.
For real?
So when you find that out, you'll know which one I think should go.
Hold on, who tried to fight you?
Well,
What they look like?
you'll hear about it. Part 2
What
or
size
3
they- what
of
size
the
they
Real
have?
Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
What size they feet?
Little teaser.
Okay.
Tell me, you got a little tea from me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
someone tried to physically fight you.
Absolutely
You
try
gonna
to
see it on
knock
the
if you
reunion?
buck me. And you will hear about it on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. And you will know then which one that was and why they are now so mad.
I hope you're coming after them.
Well, no, because I don't fight. I like to turn up to Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob. Shout out to
Okay.
them. But I do not like to actually Nuck If You Buck.
Okay, yeah, we keep it
Oh
classy.
my God.
Hold the law.
I'm a call security on you.
Every
okay?
time, every time. Shamea, what is next for you?
So based on the leak that happened a few months ago, people are saying it's Portia. Portia has a problem keeping her hands to herself. She's gone through anger management, but I don't think she really went through anger management. I think she still has a problem with keeping her hands to herself. And I think she is one of those people that are triggered by words. Some people, you got to actually touch them in order for them to touch you. But I think Portia is one of those people who are triggered by words. We're going to see it, part 2 or 3 of the reunion that is going to be discussed. This person left a comment and I thought was interesting because, you know, Carlos King came out on his Monday Night Live and he said that it's not true that he leads people in interviews because K. Michelle seemed to make that accusation on the reunion. And he was saying, actually, no, the girls come ready to read you. Like, I don't lead anybody. Portia was saying you knew girls get led in interviews. And this person said, she said, this is what Portia means. She say these new girls being led in interviews. Yet this one Shamea only is posted when she's talking about the other castmates. So she's saying she's saying Shamea is being led in the interview, like when the girl's asking her, you know, who would you fire? She's being led by answering. But really, if you take a look at it again, Shamea said what she wanted to say. I don't think she was being led. I think she said what she wanted to say, and what she wanted to say, what she wanted to put out in the atmosphere is that someone tried to physically fight her. She said what she wanted to say. And I think that's how most of these women carry themselves. But in any case, I also want to talk about Shamea.
I'm hearing what you hear, but we chatting.
But are you?
I also want to talk about Shamea being asked about leaving the show. You know, in that first part, we'll call that part 1. She joked about how she would leave rather than picking somebody else to leave. But this was their full of conversation. And the radio host suggestion Shamea should leave because she doesn't need the show. because there is this assumption that a lot of Real Housewives go on the show for money, and Shamea already has money, so she shouldn't stay because she's being dragged, her marriage is being affected, there are accusations of her cheating, so she should just leave because she doesn't need the money. And this is Shamea's response.
I'll talk because I heard you had a lot to say.
Girl, I got a lot to say. Actually. A few weeks ago, I had a pressure report, and let me tell you something, Shamea. We both East Side girls, Decatur girls, Atlanta girls.
And you guys, sorry about the music that's playing underneath. It's on the actual upload, so I can't remove it from the radio station upload.
I got a lot of respect for you, okay? And so watching you on the reunion, my thing is like, not even on the reunion, excuse me, watching you and your time on the Housewives, I'm so proud of you, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, God, Lee, you're too successful to continue to be dragged by these girls. Like, it frustrates me to see, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. I'm like, you're so accomplished, and you're happy with your children and your husband, and you have every single job in Atlanta. I'm like, she needs to get off the show. So I'll say that to you. I said it, like, you need to get off this show, because I said she's an actress, she has so much going for herself, and I don't want you to ever be dragged down.
Well, I hate that. I mean, listen, to me it speaks volumes that I got them bothered. I got them all bothered. Yeah. And that type of pressure, anybody will create a diamond, right? Yeah. I mean, you sitting in your seat, you've dealt with some adversity. I mean, your first month here on the radio, I couldn't even really get to know you because of all the things that were in the headlines. I was on my timeline, and it was like, she did this, she was this, yes. This. And I'm like, wait a minute. I knew you to be an Emmy Award-winning journalist, but all that was being overshadowed by the allegations that were put on you around this morning show. Yes. So let's talk about it. Do you feel like you should have given up this job?
No, I couldn't give up this job. No, I could not give up this job.
So why should I give up mine?
Yeah.
That's another thing that's on my resume. That's another platform where I'm able to showcase to the world my daughters, my fashion, my fun, my faith, friendships, good or bad, you know? And I would like to think that I am changing somebody's life for the better, even with talking about fertility.
Yes.
Even I took, when I was here on this radio station, I was very open about my life, my daughter's life, my surrogacy journey. I changed lives, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's a blessing in the missing. And while I am not liked on that platform by a lot of those people, I'm loved by the people that really count, where it really matters. I'm a real person. I am playing real life while these girls are playing TV. And I'm okay with that. Like they say, oh, Shamea, you got to play chess. I'm not playing that. I'm playing.
So I think that was a good way to handle that question, because it just so happened that Francesca did go through that drama, which is documented on my page. If you missed that, it's on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the top right-hand corner. But she just went through all that drama herself, and this is something she's worked for, this position on the radio station. And so Shamea is saying that RHOA is something she has worked for, and I feel like she's worked for it in a different way. I feel like she's worked for it by connecting back with Porsha when they actually weren't that tight when they were younger. They weren't the same age. They weren't in the same grade. They weren't that tight, but she worked for it. It's like social climate. She worked for it. She connected back with Porsha enough for Porsha to bring her on the show. She proved herself to be a good friend on the show. And the biggest thing is she stayed friends with Porsha when she shouldn't have. She shouldn't have stayed friends with Porsha when Porsha didn't defend her when they were at that table. And Phaedra was making those allegations about Shamea, she doing both, talking about Todd and Candy. She shouldn't stay friends with Porsha after that. And I think that's the type of work she's referring to. It's like social work, a different type of social work. It's a social networking, social climbing type of work. She's put up with a lot of stuff to be on this show. And even with Gerald, we don't know if she had to make promises to her husband for him to appear on this show. And she's here now, so why should she leave? She has a good point. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching.